horn tingling? Let's rub horns. Horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up. We are Unicorn Podcast.
Unicorn Fart Dust is number one. How you doing this morning, Dusters? Welcome to Duster Club. Welcome to the basement. Horns up. Is your horn tingling? All those good things. We are working on a beanopoly, and we're working on it one hoof at a time, day in, day out. It's a big deal you're here. Thank you. Hey, don't forget, please go out to YouTube, go to our new YouTube channel for Unicorn Fart Dust and subscribe there. When we get to a certain number of subscribers, it'll unlock even more new features, so we'll be able to reach more of the buttercups. And that's what we want to do because we are number one. Look, I can say it till I'm blue in the face. You know it. I know it. We are number one. We are going places. We have digital scarcity. More on that a little bit later, okay? Bitcoin going bye-bye, and we are baby Bitcoin. More on that a little bit later. But let's go take a look. Let's see who else is saying that we are number one right now. And if we go out here to Champs Only, and I thought, who's Champs Only? Well, here, we'll check them out in a second. They said the top 20 meme coins rank list. Who's at the very top? Unicorn Fart Dust, right? Look at all our stars. I don't know, what is that, 10 stars? So much for a 4-star, 5-star rating. They went all the way to 10. Pepe below us, Bonk below us, Whiff, SPX, APU, SCF, Mog, Pingu, all ranked below us. And who is Champs Only? I thought, who is this, right? Well, you know, they're not the biggest in the world, but they do have 50,000 followers, right? Remember, guys, we are special. We are unique, right? A big part of our story is that we are the underdog. We're doing it without any big money behind us. We're doing it with you, with your horn, my horn, right? Every single day. When it gets hard, we don't give up. That's what makes us different, right? Anything in life worth achieving is going to be hard. Sorry to break it to you. You knew that already, right? Anything worth achieving. Do you think, you know, we look at people like Michael Jordan or Tiger Woods or anyone who's achieved greatness and we think, oh, they must just be great talent, great talent. If you read into their stories, they went through some very hard times and they worked and worked and worked and worked. And what made them great was that they were willing to work harder than anybody else. And guess what? Right? I almost called you Buttercup, but you're not a Buttercup. You're a duster. You're a diamond hoof duster. You're a super duster. That's what we are doing in this community right now. We're together on a Sunday morning. Thank you for being here. Also, please don't forget, press the share button on X, right? The little like thing that looks like a circle with arrows going around. That way we will get this out to more and more people because we are experiencing magic right now. We are the one meme coin with a mission and a mission statement, right? Good attracts good. But who else is saying we're number one? Want to see who else? Let's go take a look. Because it wasn't just Champs who was saying that we're number one. Nope. Now we've got CoinMum. Again, their top 10 list from yesterday. UFD, Basement Ron. That's us. Oh, we got 656,000 followers. House, Please. Now, Please, I don't know if you noticed this, got a big bump up with the whole Trump situation, right? President Trump, right, has his own meme coin. Let that sink in for a second. The president of the United States has his own meme coin. He actually started it. He copied off us. He started it a month after Unicorn Fart Dust, but he came out last week with this big idea that he was going to have a special dinner for the top 220 holders of the Trump meme coin, and the price like doubled. So that's why Please, in case you're wondering, because Please is this thing on J.D. Vance, the vice president. It got pulled up because of that as well. We're still number one. We know we're number one. Do you feel like we are number one? right? Do you know, right? Digital scarcity. There's only one UFD. Guys, take a step back. Let's go take a look at the chart. And I'm going to show you something that I think is very interesting going on our chart right now, but also something that I know tells us that we are special, we are unique. Let's do an update here. Okay, we're above 30 million market cap, guys. We are in the 600s. You know the number I'm looking at. I'm ready for this. I'm looking forward right here. Hold on here. Number 688. That's where we are ranked within all of the crypto in the entire world. And the number changes and fluctuates. There's like 14 million cryptocurrencies. Coin market cap follows 10,000 cryptocurrencies. And we are ranked in the bottom 7 or top 700, I guess you would say, the elite 700. We're part of the crypto 700 index at this point. But let's take a look at the 7-day chart. I'm sorry, 1 month chart. Hey, 7-day chart. Looking pretty good, guys. Let's just draw this quick line on here. And yeah, look at this. Wow. Got a pretty good uptrend. Where does that lead to, huh? Do you see that trend? But what I also noticed was on the 1 month chart, if we go out to a 1 month chart and we draw, I see a very short term, albeit, but I see a cup and handle forming. Here we go. All right. We start here. That makes a cup. Do you see the cup? I do. See this? This is the handle. If we get up here, right, if we break through this level right here, right, we could be off to the races. Now, as usual, this is not financial advice. Don't buy or sell anything. Don't adopt a puppy. Okay? Don't get engaged to your boyfriend or girlfriend. Don't make any decisions based on anything that I share with you here today. I'm just speaking from my heart about Unicorn Fart Dust, about our community. And why? Because we have a large investment in Unicorn Fart Dust, and I am the developer behind it. I'm not a financial advisor, no matter what you do in life in general, but also with UFD. Be responsible. Don't expose yourself to too much risk. Don't borrow money. Guys, please, always be careful. Always be responsible. What's another big reason why we're undervalued? Let's go take a look here. And then I got a secret about Jasper that I'm going to share with you guys. Yes, Jasper the mass cat, our friend Jasper the cat. But Emma Bear, speaking of friends and a great contributor to UFD and to our entire movement, brings this up right now, showing just how undervalued we are. According to Murad, the percentage of holders with $1,000 or more invested is crucial to the health of the meme coin community because it represents the number of holders who are deeply invested in the success of that coin and will provide the necessary labor to help it thrive. UFD is 5th in holders with 1,000 and 10,000 invested as a percentage of total holders. But it gets super interesting here, and this is why this is so important. UFD is the only coin in the top 5 holder metrics on Solana not valued over 100 million or more. Here's the list. Fartcoin, 1 billion. Popcat, almost 400 million. Giga, 200 million. And that one, whatever that is, A116Z, 263 million. Okay, we are undervalued, and we're at 28 million. Undervalued 36x from Fartcoin. So wait a minute here. Think about this, guys. This shows us from a holders metrics, a numbers metrics, right? The number of holders with 1,000 and 10,000 or more invested, we're in the top 5. Okay, and we are completely undervalued compared to these other coins. What's the other big thing we look at, right? Social engagement, social dominance. We know that our community consistently performs in the upper tiers, right? We're in the top 10, we're in the top 15, we're in the top 5 of social dominance on a regular basis. Doesn't it? I mean, wow. If you think about it from both these perspectives, right? From the number of holders with 1,000 and 10,000 invested and the social metric, we are, right? We are, I think, when it comes to value, the number 1 coin out there. All right, let's shift gears here for a second and let's have a talk. What do you say, Dusters? Huh? Happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. Horns up. Let's rub horns. You know what? Before I forget, let's do something. I was going to save this for a little bit later. And by the way, thank you to Ledger for sponsoring our channel, sponsoring this live stream. There's a picture of my Ledger Flex. Look, Ledger is the hardware wallet crypto security leader. It's a big privilege that we have them as a sponsor. So thank you, Ledger. Thanks for helping us secure our crypto. And for those of us in the Unicorn Fart Desk community, helping us to secure our UFD beans. And it's time for this, guys. The 3-second smile, right? If you're new to UFD, if you're new here, that's where during every single live stream, we take a second to feel good. Smile at the camera for 3 seconds. So when I say go, you got to do it with me. You got to smile for 3 seconds. Go. Feels good, doesn't it? All right, guys. Now back to our talk, back to serious business here. We are the bridge. One of the many things that's unique about UFD is we are the bridge between older people, between even the precious metals community and crypto. But I learned something last night. I hopped into one of these spaces things. And before I talk about that, I'm going to tell you this very critical. Well, I'll tell you the other point later. Somebody brought up a point that I hadn't thought about. I'm always saying, hey, let's focus on the older people. Let's focus on bridging the gap between precious metals and crypto. And that is very, very critical and very important. But you know what I hadn't thought of, because we're talking about this development with Robinhood and trying to get UFD listed onto Robinhood, which I do think would be a great thing. But there's a lot of young people that are not. I always just take for granted that, like, all the young people, all the Gen Z, all the millennials, all the people in their 20s and 30s, younger than me, okay, are invested in UFD, are know how to invest in UFD. And the reality is there's a lot of people in that segment as well that we could bring into the UFD family. Okay, we can't forget that. To me, I was like, wow, I hadn't really, and it was Obi Wanton who brought that up. I was like, I didn't really think about that. I just kind of take for granted that all the young people out there, number one, know about us, and number two, are capable or have the knowledge of how to buy UFD. And I think the reality is I was wrong on that. So I apologize. Okay, I think we've got a lot of young people and a lot of old people and a lot of we got a lot of people. We got a lot of buttercups. Hold on a second. Hold on. And then I'm going to tell you about the grease traps. And then I got to tell you about Jasper. We got a lot of buttercups. It's been a few days. Guys, don't forget, you see that line, 999 million? That's all the UFD coins that were ever made. We call them beans. And those beans represent you. One of those beans is you, right? A diamond hoof duster. Okay. And day by day by day, whether we fill this, right, with older people, people that join us from the precious metals community, or younger people, we are going to get a bean shortage. I get special requests to shake the beans every day. Did that wake you up? Woof. That woke me up. Okay, I got hit with a really hard question last night, and I wasn't quite prepared for it. I was on a Spaces, and somebody asked me, Ron, do you listen in on the Spaces? And they call it the grease trap, because you can, when you go into a Spaces, you can say that you want to listen anonymously. And I said, no, I don't. I really don't listen. I mean, I have, and I've thought about it later. I thought maybe over the last 4 months in total, I've probably eavesdropped on the UFD community. Maybe, I swear on my life, maybe 10 minutes total. And I thought, like, the reason why, and I thought because it felt like I would be spying on the UFD community if I was doing that, if I was listening anonymously. I know there's this idea that, oh, maybe I can get a feel for what's really going on when I'm not there. But it felt like to me that it would be like manipulative, if that makes sense, if I listened in to the Spaces without letting people know I'm there. So the only time really, and last night, the Spaces that I went into, I went into the grease trap for about 2 minutes. And I was like, it doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm being manipulative. And if I'm going to base everything in UFD on honesty and integrity, right, and transparency, well, then if I'm in a spaces and I'm listening, I want them to know that I'm there. So anyway, I wanted to give a little clarification on that because it really got me thinking, and it got me thinking, like, why is it that I don't want to listen anonymously, eavesdrop on our community, because I don't feel that it's fair or transparent. So yeah, right. That's it. Maybe, probably less than that over the last 4 months. And I was listening last night, like I said, for like 2 minutes, and they were talking about exercising, and I was laughing. I said, I don't do a treadmill. I have my own personal Stairmaster. I run up and down those stairs 10 times a day. All right, guys, Bitcoin going bye-bye, digital scarcity. Okay, could this be good for unicorn fart dust? Let's look at this article. I found this super interesting. And then, yes, I will share with you Jasper, the cat. You know Jasper, the black and white cat? He's been up to something with UFD. I'll share that with you here in just a second. All right, here we go. Let's go out to this article, though. This is super interesting about Bitcoin. I didn't realize this was going on. The Bitcoin supply on exchanges is falling due to public company purchases. This from Fidelity Investment. Bitcoin reserves on crypto exchanges have fallen to the lowest level since November. Just a couple paragraphs I want to read to you here, and I think this has to do with digital scarcity, which has everything to do with UFD, because we are like the epitome of digital scarcity. There's only one UFD. There's only 999 million beans or coins out there. And there's only one community like ours. But Bitcoin reserves on crypto exchanges have dropped to their lowest levels in more than 6 years as publicly traded companies, right? That's like, what is it? MicroStrategy and some of these other companies ramp up their accumulation of digital assets following the presidential election, according to Fidelity Digital Assets. We have seen Bitcoin supply on exchanges dropping due to public company purchases, something we anticipate accelerating in the near future, they reported. Fidelity said the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges had fallen to roughly 2.6 million, the lowest since November of 2018. More than 425,000 Bitcoin have moved off the exchanges since November, a trend often viewed as a signal of long-term investment rather than short-term trading. Over the same period, publicly traded companies acquired nearly 350,000 Bitcoin. So essentially, what's happening here is publicly traded, but like companies are acquiring all the Bitcoin, right? They're taking them off the centralized exchanges, leaving fewer, right, for the general public and other investors to invest in, right? That bodes well. That bodes well for the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price going up bodes well for unicorn fart dust because we are baby Bitcoin. Okay, but there's another big lesson in there, and I'm going to give you the reason why, because we talk about it all the time, right? Bitcoin, there's actually more Bitcoin being produced every year. I know a fractionally, not that much, but still there are more Bitcoin being produced every year. There's never, ever going to be more unicorn fart dust created. And just like that Bitcoin example, as the big companies are taking the Bitcoin off the market, that creates fewer number of Bitcoin that can be traded. That's exactly what we're doing with UFD, right? With our jug here, double feature today, right? There it is right there, 999 million, right? We aren't big publicly traded companies getting UFD yet, right? But we are the diamond hoof dusters. They keep filling this jug till we get to a point, just like in that Bitcoin example, where there's just not a lot left. And when there's a lower supply, when there's a bean shortage, that could lead to a beanopoly when we own all the beans, and very, very, very good times for the UFD community. All right, let's talk about Jasper. You know Jasper the cat. He's been up to something. This is funny. I took a picture of him yesterday, And Susie will tell you this. They always said that Jasper, I think Jasper's been secretly hoarding beans. Okay. Let me show you real quickly. Let's get him up here. There's his face. There he is laying on the couch yesterday. I woke him up from a nap. But Jasper, I want you to look at his paw. Excuse me. Has one of his little pads on his paw is pink. And I'm telling you, looks exactly, I think it's a jelly bean right there, if you can see it. And I'll get him down here at some point and hold it up. But I think Jasper, our mass cat, has a secret. He's got a secret stash of beans that he hasn't been telling us about. Now, I told you Jasper was a part of this UFD story because there's actually bite marks on this. He was loving playing with this thing and kept setting it on my desk for weeks and weeks ahead of when I actually started Unicorn Fart Dust. We're going to be do a quick duster of the day. Hold on here, guys. And here we go. Today's duster of the day is Trader Girl 101. That was she was nominated by UFD Maxi. I didn't get a paragraph from her, so we're going to tell her thank you for all her contributions to Unicorn Fart Dust. It takes a lot of us, but it takes us putting our horns together to make this magic that we're having with UFD. So thank you for all of your contributions. Trader Girl, you are the duster of the day, and we're all going to come together here and install your golden horn, okay? Horns up, dusters, okay? Remember, please like, share, and subscribe this. Subscribe to UFD, our new Unicorn Fart Dust specific exclusive YouTube channel. It's important that we get to keep that growing. What did I miss here? I don't know. I said thank you to Ledger. Let's say thank you to MoonPay, right? MoonPay, right? Everybody knows about MoonPay. Most of us know about MoonPay, but more and more people, as they move into the crypto world, are learning about MoonPay, just like I did. Right, I wouldn't be here without MoonPay. They were my first transaction that I did when I converted fiat into crypto, and it was smooth as silk. Right, MoonPay's integrated into most all of the Solana ecosystem. A lot of the big apps that are crypto oriented, and everyone loves MoonPay. It's a top-notch company, a top-notch fintech company, and it's a big honor that we have them as a sponsor. So, guys, please continue to support MoonPay. Put them in your tweets, put them in your artwork. It helps, and they're helping us. They're enabling me to be down here connecting with you guys here on a daily basis. I think we got a bright future ahead for UFD. All right, let's keep up the good work, guys. Keep up the good work. We are building and building and building like never before. Don't forget, we really are 1 in a million. We're like, what, number 700 out of 14 million cryptocurrencies? Excuse me, let that sink in. We got a lot of good days ahead of us. Thank you for being here. Be good to yourself. Have a great day, and I'll plan on seeing you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.